All right, guys. So a lot of you all have heard me talk about our guest speaker today. So Cassidy was a bit of a local legend. She played 4 years, started all 4 years at McIntosh, where she played basketball. She was the 5A Player of the Year her senior year there. She earned a college scholarship at a Division I school in Alabama called Samford. She played there all 4 years. She went on to be a starter every game her senior year. And she just returned from her first year of playing professional basketball in Ireland. And what I will tell you all about Cassidy is when I met her mom and dad, I was actually full. So I started training her when she was about 13 years old. We were at World Gym and I was full. I had no more room. But I met with her mom and dad. They wanted me to train her and one of her sisters. And I said, you know what? I'll give them a few sessions. We'll see how it goes. And after about 3 sessions, I knew something was really, really special about both the girls, but especially about Cassidy. Even though she said only about 3 words to me in each of those first few sessions, I knew there was something uniquely special about her. I knew that she was going to go on to do great things. So I told you guys some of her accolades as a basketball player. What I didn't tell you is the fact that I would consider her an underdog athlete, somebody who had to work and fight and claw and scrap for every success that she had, and she's had a lot of them. So I've asked her to come on because I think she is one of the toughest, strongest athletes, both physically and mentally, that I have ever had the privilege of training. So Cassidy is going to talk to y'all a little bit about mindset of an athlete and what it takes to be great and some of the things that she overcame. So without any further ado, I'm going to hand over the discussion to who I consider a little sister. And I hope that you guys are inspired by her story. I hope you are dialed in. I hope your phones are out of the room and you are focused, because what she has to share can benefit you in your athletic career, but in life. Cassidy, it's all yours, girl.
Thank you so much for the amazing words, Jeremy. Just looking back on everything that we've been through together, I just look on with the biggest smile. They're some of the greatest times of my life training with you. But I also just want to say hello to everybody. And although I can't see each of your faces, I'm just so privileged and grateful for the opportunity to speak with everybody. This is like the most rewarding part of a career, is just kind of looking back and being able to reflect and share what you've learned with the next generation of super talented, driven athletes. So thank you, Jeremy, for the kind words, and just thank you for giving me this platform to speak to your athletes. I just know that everybody's story is really cool, and I just can't wait to hear more about it. But I'm so excited to talk with you guys about what it takes to be mentally strong. And I just want to tell you that up front, it is something to this day I struggle with. It's something that you never master. It's an ongoing journey, and it's never going to end. You're going to face easy days. You're going to face hard days. Being mentally tough is hard, and I struggle with it daily. I have not mastered it at all. But kind of like Jeremy said, since the get-go, I have been kind of the underdog athlete. I needed to be mentally strong in order to make up for the fact that I was never going to be the quickest, I was never going to be the strongest, and I was never going to be the most athletic in my sport. I play basketball, but maybe for all the different sports that you guys play, you might find yourself being in the same position as me. And maybe you're blessed where you might be quicker, stronger, or something, but I had to prepare where I had to be different, and I had to be mentally strong to make up for all of the areas that I felt like I physically came up short. For me, I think that there are two types of mental strength. The first thing that I would say is mental strength in your training. And whenever I say this, I'm talking about like the physical mental strength that it takes, or the mental strength that it takes whenever you're physically doing a workout, getting stronger, and stuff like that. And the first thing that kind of came to mind whenever I thought of mental strength in training is doing that extra rep whenever you think you have nothing left in the tank. And that's actually I'll get to this later, but that was one of the main things that I learned from Jeremy and from training with him for so long. Whenever your muscles are just fatiguing, they're telling you like, I cannot go anymore, doing that extra rep it takes insane mental strength. And your body's going to be telling you, I can't go any further, but it takes a very strong mind to be able to say like, I'm going to push through and do one more rep. And whether that's in like strength training, whether that's endurance, conditioning, whatever it is, it takes mental strength to do that extra rep. Another thing I would say in training is you have to be very disciplined. There were so many times whenever Jeremy and we would train together, like however many days a week, but then he would say, okay, you have to do this on your own. And that in that environment is whenever you realize you really figure out what you're made of. You got to be so disciplined to do things on your own whenever no one's watching, cameras not on you, no one's around you to hype you up. You have to have that mental discipline to execute your workout just as Jeremy taught you. And no matter what outside forces are telling you that, oh, it says maybe 6 sets, maybe I could just do 4. Like nobody's gonna see me, nobody's gonna like call me out on it. It takes discipline to be mentally strong. And again, I'm not speaking to you as somebody that's perfected it. It's something that I go back and forth with all the time. So just every time that you work out, maybe just getting a little bit, like 1% better at being disciplined and really intentionally locking in on doing what you're supposed to do exactly as Jeremy tells you without anybody watching. And this is another thing, mental strength in training, you got to be able to set yourself apart if you want to stand out. So I remember whenever I was playing in basketball in college, we would have like our fitness test, and I won't get into what that was, but it takes mental strength to truly set yourself apart from the pack. If you're on a team and you're instructed to do 25 reps on bench press, if you can do 26 or 27, that is setting yourself apart. That's giving you that edge where your coaches, your teammates are going to be like, hey, he or she is mentally strong and I can count on them. And you're kind of setting up yourself to have a very uncommon and just really special demeanor if you're willing to set yourself apart from everybody else. So that I would say that is the first type, mental strength in training. The second type that I would say is mental strength in your performance. And this is something I don't even feel qualified to be talking about it because, again, it's something that I don't feel like I have truly mastered. And Jeremy,
she's also very humble, y'all. As you can see, she's extremely humble, and it's part of why she's so amazing. Okay, so I say she's not giving herself full credit. So I had to jump in there, honey. You go ahead.
Thank you. So mental strength and performance. I really struggled with this in my college career. the main thing that jumps out to me is controlling what you can control. I'm sure that your parents have told you this. This has been a phrase that you've kind of heard floating around so many times, and it's like, oh, you know, I've heard that so many times. That's nothing new. But it is so true. Like, controlling what you can control is easier said than done. But once you can be confident in that, it is life-changing for your athletic career. And things out of your control, bad coaches, bad teammates, injuries. You're going to have a coach that's maybe not giving you the affirmation that you want. You're going to have teammates that you don't really like as much, or you want them to like you. You're going to have nagging injuries that will kind of just keep flaring up and popping up. You have to control what you can control. It's personally, for me, I'm just going to be completely transparent. In my college career, I struggled every single day with my coach, because I sought his affirmation all the time. And it wasn't until I was a senior that I realized that all of the affirmation that I needed had to come from within myself. I couldn't look to the coach for that. So controlling what you can control is so important. And I wish that somebody, not because I was told that whenever I was everybody's age, but I really didn't truly embrace it and actually intentionally try to adapt that mindset from a young age. So please, as much as you can, try to control what you can control. Don't let yourself drown in the things that don't have anything to do with you, because it is wasted mental energy. Like, instead of, I'm just going to use basketball because that's obviously what's familiar to me. If I'm doing sprints, I can't be looking to my right and to my left at my teammates, seeing who's going faster or who's going slower. Like, I just need to stay in my lane, and I need to do my best, and I just need to control what I can control, which is myself. I think everybody's been hearing that phrase since they were probably so little. But it's just, at the end of my college career, if I thought about all of the mental energy that I spent on worrying about what my coach thought, worrying about what my teammates thought, worrying about all of these different things. And I wish that I would have channeled that mental energy into just getting 1% better every single day at my craft. And again, it's human that you're going to worry about outside things. It's totally normal. I would just say to maybe catch those thoughts. Like, if you find yourself worrying about, oh, well, my coach yelled at me or something, catch that thought, acknowledge it, and translate it to positive energy that can keep you mentally strong. Another tactic I learned from Jeremy. Another thing that I would say when it comes to mental strength and performance is whatever doubts that you have about yourself in the midst of or during competition, just let it go. And again, that's easier said than done, but that takes real mental strength to be able to be confident in yourself. Like, you've put in the work, you've trained hard enough, and whenever you're about to go up to bat, or if you're about to go on the soccer field, take a penalty kick, or you're about to play against a big SEC school in a basketball game, like, as an underdog athlete, you're going to face so many things that are going to make you doubt yourself. And you're going to face so many things that make you feel like you're not adequate and that you don't belong in the same arena. And I don't know each of your stories, but I can tell you right now that you belong. And Just every single day that you're training with Jeremy and training by yourself, you're kind of making these little deposits in the bank. And whenever it comes to your time of competition, it's time to like cash it all in, like, and just trust yourself and just let it go. Let all those doubts leave your mind, be confident in yourself. And that takes true mental strength. It takes mental strength to endure pain. It takes mental strength to endure fatigue, but it also takes mental strength to clear the mechanism and totally be confident in yourself and your abilities. That's mentally tough to do, and you'll reap so many rewards from it if you're able to embrace it a lot quicker than even I did. So those are the two things that I would say as mental strength in training and performance is just, having the discipline to do that extra rep whenever you can't anymore. And just whenever you're about to perform, whenever you're about to go into your arena of competition and cash that all in, just controlling what you can control. Those are probably the two huge things that I have learned about mental strength. As for things that I learned from Jeremy and being with GTS, like, I can't even tell you where I would be if I didn't have GTS. Like, I would not have been able to maintain a starting position on varsity at McIntosh. I would not have been able to be prepared for college basketball, earn a scholarship. I would not have been able to go play overseas in Ireland. GTS was a vital role in that. And I've seen a lot of training programs, and there is nothing more tailored to you than what Jeremy is giving you. And that's like, I can't tell you how important it is to be training with Jeremy. And I'm not, I mean, I am biased, but like, I've seen a lot of, I've been around a lot of athletes. I've seen a lot of their training plans, and truly nothing compares to what Jeremy constructs just for you. In saying that, I could not have pushed myself to my limits if I didn't have Jeremy. Plain and simple. There were so many times, like Jeremy could probably tell you, whenever we were doing like reps of something and I'm like, I can't do it, this is so hard. And he was like, how bad do you want that Division I scholarship? How bad do you want to go? Do you want to get that contract and play overseas? And if I had anybody else next to me, I just don't think they could have gotten me to push to my limits. So Jeremy gets you to not only push you to your limits, but then he's like furthering your ceiling of what you can take. Like, I could probably hit my max like right here, and he would get me to push through. And then next thing you know, my limit was way up here, and then I could push through that. And it just felt like I had so much potential, even though I maybe didn't, but I felt like it. I felt super strong. So having Jeremy helped me to push myself to my limit, which I don't think anybody really could have done that for me. Another thing that Jeremy taught me is that you have to be uncommon to have what it takes to achieve lofty dreams. Since I started training with Jeremy whenever I was 13, I'm 23, I'm almost 23 now. And it seems like we had just been constantly setting goals. And at first it was just to make varsity. And then it was to show really well in my AAU showcases and then get a scholarship, play overseas. We were continuously setting the bar. And Jeremy was constantly reminding me that, you can't be average in order to achieve these dreams. You can't do what everybody else does. And achieve the things that you set out for yourself. So that was huge, and that's a mental thing. That wasn't just a training thing. Another thing that I learned, it is when you are in the most pain, you are the most fatigued, that you really find out what you're made of. And that one extra rep is what's going to make you stronger. And there are times whenever, again, I feel like I returned to bench, or maybe clean and press is something that I absolutely hated.
Yeah, definitely clean and press.
Yes, clean and press. Whenever I was in the most pain, I was super fatigued. And, this is whenever Jeremy was like, okay, this is what we find out what you're made of. And I'm not going to paint a picture to you saying that every single time I was presented with that opportunity, I found out I was made of the utmost mental strength, and I was just Iron Woman, because I wasn't all the time. There were so many times that I failed, and I had Jeremy there to encourage me, pick me back up, and we're going to do it again. And we're going to, raise that ceiling every single time.
Cass, I want to share with them. So, y'all, what she's sharing with y'all is unbelievable. Okay, I hope that y'all are absorbing this. This is special. When she talks about she didn't succeed every time, okay, she had to learn to make failure fun. As hard as that is for each one of you. A lot of y'all are super achievers. You're type A. That's why you resonate with GTS. All right, I can picture times where I am pushing her and tears are rolling down her cheeks because she is going so far and pushing so far out of her boundaries, she never imagined it was possible. Multiple times. And I would ask her questions. How many times do you think you can do? How many times do you think you can jump on that 48-inch box? She'd give me a number. And whatever it was, we would usually double it. With tears rolling down her cheeks, her shins bloodied, it didn't matter. All right? She came home from college, we're doing back squats because she needed strength. And I'm behind her spotting her, and she gets to the bottom and she fails. She literally fails. She cannot get back up, and I have to grab the bar off of her. I grab her ponytail, and she falls to the ground, and the bar is sitting on my hips, and I've got her ponytail in between the bar and me. So I just had to jump in right there real quick, Cass, because y'all, you're going to fail over and over and over and over. It's what you do when you're laying on the deck that determines where you go. And this girl got up off the deck more than just about any athlete I have ever trained. So don't forget that. What she's sharing with you all is you're going to fail. Embrace it, because the failure is where you grow. All right, darling. I'm sorry. I had to jump in there.
No, that was great. Absolutely. But
so Cass, why don't you take like 2 minutes and share with us, what would you say over all the years, what has been the biggest mental hurdle that you've had to overcome? What's the one thing that sticks out to you? Is it the relationship? So she had relationships with her coaches, y'all, that some of them didn't start out good and ended amazing. Some of them didn't start out good and didn't end a whole lot better. But what would you say, Cass? What, for everybody on the call, what was the biggest struggle that you faced mentally?
So I always return to college because people don't underestimate how difficult it is to be a collegiate athlete. And the thing that I always return to is freshman year. I probably started out out of conference games, probably playing like 18, 20 minutes a game. And then once we came to the conference season, I wasn't really playing a whole lot, which, you know, you're a freshman, you understand, you can wrap your mind around that. But then I went to Jeremy over the summer and we did the most intense mental training ever and physical training. I was strong. I felt like I was mentally strong. And I came back my sophomore year. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I'm stronger. I'm mentally there. I'm ready. I'm going to do big things this year, lofty goals. And then sophomore year, I didn't really play at all. So I remember we were at Western Carolina in Cullowhee, North Carolina. And it was after a game where I, again, didn't play and I had reached my breaking point. I'm like, you know, every success story, it's like I put in the work. I feel stronger. I'm buying into everything that I set out to do, and it still didn't work out. And basketball is a long season, and I didn't play pretty much that entire season. And for how much time you spend with those people and in that environment, it's hard. It is hard to be positive. It's hard to come back every day and still want to do things, do big things. I was in the parking lot with my parents and I was ready to leave. And that's not something that I'm super proud to say. Like you look at it from the outside and I almost left. I almost quit. But that was my rock bottom. And I was like, you know what? I've been here before. Rock bottom, this looks familiar to me. I'm going to pick myself back up and I'm just going to never give up, never give in, never quit. So it's almost like that was the hardest part for me, was probably my sophomore year of college, because I was doing everything right. I was preparing. And I did everything right. And it still didn't work out. That was the hardest thing for me to wrap my mind around, because I really I had to take a hard look in the mirror and say, what do you want to look back on? And what do you want your story to be? Do you want it to be that you quit and you left? Or do you want it to be that, yeah, it was awful, it was hard, that's all real, but again, I got back up. And to this day, I still don't know how I did get back up. It's probably just because I had the most amazing supporting cast ever that I don't deserve, but that, like,
Yes, I'm so glad that you shared that story, because you heard what she was talking about right there. She was doing everything right. She was doing all the work. She put in all the time. She was overcoming obstacles, and she still wasn't reaching her goal. Her coach was saying things that was very detrimental. All right, how many of y'all can relate to that? That you've had a coach that doesn't give you the affirmation that you're looking for. You're like, man, I've done all the work, all summer, all off season. Why I'm not reaching my goal? Why aren't you playing me more? Why? Right? Did y'all hear what she was saying? And it still didn't happen. She had to make a decision. She had to look in the mirror and decide, am I going to quit, or do I still want to keep going? All right, the N in our strong bracelets, never give up. This girl right here is the epitome of that. And I hope for each one of you that you will take something from that. So I am going to thank Cassidy for being here. I hope that you guys value this. Her time is very precious. She was supposed to be getting married a few weeks ago. Because of Corona, it didn't work out. And you know what? She took it in stride. She was on the deck again, and she got back up. And part of that is because of the training she did in her athletic career that has prepared her to overcome obstacles in life. So I hope that you guys will give Cassidy a huge round of applause. and thank her for being here. I wish they could hear. It would be like a standing ovation if we were in GTS. Cassidy, I just want to thank you. If you guys, I will tell you, like I said, there are very, very few people in my life that I care for more than this girl right here. And she was a client, just like you all. And we became so close because we went through so many things together. So Cassidy, thank you for being here. You guys can look her up. I guarantee you, if you want to ask her a question on what it takes to be a high-level athlete, I guarantee you she will take the time to answer it for you. You guys can follow her. She's on Instagram, right? At Cassidy Williams, is that right?
Yes.
At Cassidy Williams.
I'm just going to say that if you guys, like, if you want my number or email, whatever, Jeremy has all of that, Instagram, whatever. If any of you need anything from me, please reach out. Please do. I am available to you, whatever you need. I would love to get to know each of you and your stories. If I know, I mean, I see a volleyball, somebody was playing volleyball out there. I know nothing about volleyball, but I will be there for you if you need me. Please reach out to me. I will be happy to do anything that I can for each of you. So reach out to Jeremy if you need me. I'm there.
Awesome. Thank you, my dear. Thank you. All right, girl, you can go ahead and log off. The rest of you all, so here's what I want you all to do on your sheet of paper. Hopefully everybody, bye girl. Hopefully everybody has a sheet of paper. I want you to write something down for me. I want you to write down in one sentence or less what winning means to you. What does winning mean to you? I can't answer it for you. One sentence or less. All right, now I'm just going to recap two things and then we're going to get into our technique work. Okay, and we're going to be working on push-ups and planks, and then we're going to dive deep on those, and then we'll get into our working sets. Okay, so just real quick recap what I heard her say. She said a lot of things you guys have heard me say for years, right? Number one is don't waste your mental energy. Did y'all hear when she said that? Worrying about what is out of your control. That's actually something, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all something personal. That's something that I struggle with all the time. I'm always worried about everything else, and a lot of times it's out of my control. So I want to encourage you all, don't waste. You have a limited number of what's called bandwidth, right? Y'all know bandwidth because y'all are techies. You got a limited amount of bandwidth. And if you're using it, worried about the competition, what your coach thinks, what your teammates think, what the person in the stands think, what the college recruiters think, you're wasting your bandwidth. Focus it in on what you can control, which is work, all right? And then the other thing that she said, I want y'all to write this down on that sheet of paper for me, all right? I'm not a huge fan of this second word, but a guy who's my mentor, a guy who trains a lot of professional football players out in San Diego, his name's Todd Durkin. He said this to me, and man, I love it. When she talked about you belong. If you're willing to do the work, you belong. Here's what I want you to write down. It's 3 words. And for me, if I was writing it, it would say, Jeremy freaking Gritton. So I want you to write that. Your first name, the word freaking, even though it's not my favorite word in the world, Jeremy freaking Gritton. Because you know what? You do belong. And when we're done with that sheet of paper, I want you to take it, I want you to slap it up on the bathroom mirror. I want you to put it somewhere that you are reminded that you do belong. If you're willing to do the work, and I'm gonna tell y'all something, being on this call today, is different, isn't it? Remember when she kept talking about you want to be different? You belong. You're doing something that most people aren't doing. Yeah, maybe they put in a little bit of work this morning, got some shots in, ran a few miles, whatever it is for them. But you're different because you're on here. All right, now we're going to get into our working sets. So here's what we're going to do. Take the paper and the pen, move it out of the way. You're going to keep your angle of your camera down because we're going to be down on the ground. I'm actually going to move my camera over to the back side of the garage. All right, so hopefully you guys are going to still be able to see me here. All right, here's what we're going to work on. We're going to spend a few minutes working. Hang on, let me pin my video. We're going to do a few minutes working on 2 moves. All right, first one we're going to work on, it seems very simple, but it's going to be a plank. All right, a plank is so important, y'all, not only just for your core strength, but any strength exercise you do, if you know how to pack your core in and tighten up your stomach, you're going to be more powerful in everything else you do, whether it's a back squat, jumping, getting checked in basketball, having to hold your position, whatever it is. All right, so here's what I want everybody to do for me. All right, we're just going to get into a plank, and I'm going to walk you through a few of the cues for it. All right, so we're going to start with from your heels to your hips. That's where we're going to start. All right, so everybody get into a plank for me. All right, so you should be holding a plank, and what I want you to do is pay attention. You guys can see my feet. Take your heels, press them together. And then what I want you to do is squeeze the front of your legs. All right, right there. I want you to imagine like you're taking your kneecaps and you're lifting them. All right, so pull your knees up and squeeze and hold for about 10 seconds. Heels, just 2 things. Heels together, quads tight. It's the front of your legs. And squeeze, 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 squeeze. Perfect. All right, everybody come down. All right, next up, what you are going to do now is we are going to look at from your hips to your head. All right, so when you're here, we've got heels together, quads tight, and now you're going to squeeze your butt. All right, so take your butt, squeeze, and take your belly button and pull it to your spine. All right, so everybody get back in a plank for me. All right, everybody's holding. So we're talking about 4 key points at this point in time, right? Heels together. That's your first point of contact. Flex your quads. Squeeze your butt, like tighten your butt up. And now take your belly button and pull it to your spine. Like squeeze your abs. Hold, 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 hold. And down. All right. That's 4 of the 6. All right. So now we're talking what's happening from your shoulders to your head. All right. Here's what you got. When you're in this position, okay, I want you to make sure that your eyes are looking over your fists and look, see my arms. I got 2 separate fists and I'm squeezing. Okay. So I'm not holding like this, and I'm not just loose. I'm going to squeeze my upper body. All right, so everybody get in that position. I'm going to walk you through the 6 checkpoints. All right, here we go. Start down at your feet. Press your heels together. Flex your quads, front of your legs. Squeeze your glutes. Pull your belly button to your spine. You should be looking over your fists. And now take your 2 hands, I want you to squeeze, make 2 fists for me. And I want you to squeeze as hard as you can with your upper body. Hold that position. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Harder. Like you're mad, like grit your teeth and remind yourself who you are. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And release it. All right, good. All right, next thing. Here's what I want y'all to do for me. So there's a bunch of different versions of plank. Okay, that's the basic one. Now we're going to do a hand plank. Everything is still the same, except instead of being on your elbows, now you are totally locked out on your hands, right? Nothing else changes. We're still looking the same way. Heels are still together, but we're going to squeeze with our arms locked. All right, so everybody get in that position for me. All right, ready? Everybody up? All right, so everybody look at your hands. Some of your hands are out way too wide for me. They need to be right under your shoulders. Correct. Go through your checklist. Heels together. Flex your quads. Glutes tight. Belly button to spine. Looking out over your hands now. And now I want you to squeeze right there, back of your arms. Squeeze, just squeeze as hard as you can. Your triceps, like you're trying to flex your triceps. If your heart rate is not starting to climb, y'all, you ain't doing this right. This ought to be a challenge. Your arms are totally locked. Get your hips down, Team Randolph. Get your hips down. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Don't come out of it. Don't come out of it. Remember what she talked about. Remember what Cassidy was sharing with you all. Right when you think you can't do any more, keep going. Keep going. Stay with me. Keep going. And down. Good, good, good. All right, hopefully you're starting to get warm. All right, now, so we took you through some planking. All right, that top one is a hand plank. That is how you should feel when we start doing your push-ups. All right, that feeling that you just had, where every muscle in your body is engaged and tight, it's the exact same setup on push-ups. All right, so here's what we got. We had your hand placement. Everything was already set up for you. All right, now, the only added thing is when we do a push-up, we hinge the elbows. Everybody hear that? That's it. We hinge the elbows. It's a plank where you hinge the elbows. That's simple. All right, so I'm going to show you a couple of reps, and then we're going to get into it. All right? So I'm here. My heels are together. My arms are locked. My glutes are tight. My abs are tight. My head is forward. All right? You see how we put that together, right? We basically are putting a plank into a push-up. All right? So we're going to get everybody at the top of your push-up position. So you're back in a hand plank. Back in a hand plank. All right, everybody get into plank before we start. Go through your checklist. Heels, quads, glutes, core, head, and now do 3 push-ups right from where you're at. Go. 3 push-ups. Nice and deep. All right, now come to your knees. Here's what immediately happened, right? Make sure you can see my camera. As soon as you started bending your elbows, this is what half of you did. All right, your heads dropped. Don't let your heads drop. I don't care how far down you can go with your chin. I want to know how far you can go down with your chest. All right, so everybody get back into position. All right, everybody get in hand plank. Are your hands right under your shoulders? If they're not, move them. Are your heels together? Are you squeezing the front of your leg, your quads? Are your glutes tight? Is your stomach tight? If they are, do 3 more reps for me. Go. Nice and deep. Nice and deep. Better, better. All right. Now, the next part we're adding to it is what's happening with your breath. Okay? On the way down, I want you to breathe in through your nose. Okay? So hopefully you guys, some of you may not be able to hear real good, but this is what it should sound like. So hopefully you guys can at least hear a little bit of that. It's a short, powerful breath to come back up. All right, so everybody get at the top of the rep, holding hand plank. Your head should be lifted. Hey, everybody should be in hand plank right now. When I say go, you're going to do 3, adding that breath to it. Ready, and go. Breathe. Every rep has a breath. All right, release it, come down to your knees. All right, now, we're working on form, right? In a minute, when we get into our workout part of this, you'll be able to go a little faster. I don't want you to go as fast right now. I know some of you can do a bunch of push-ups, okay? That's okay. I want you to focus on breathing in, get to the bottom, create power. And now here's what I want you to do. You're going to do 5, but you're going to get to the top. You're going to lock your arms, and you're going to count in your head. 1, 2, 3, back down. 1, 2, 3, back down, so that every rep you re-engage everything at the top. All right, everybody get into a hand plank. Everybody in that hand plank. Lock it all in. Heels, glutes, quads, stomach, everything's tight right now. Remember, on the way down, breathe in through your nose. Ready, and down, and then squeeze, re-engage everything at the top. Re-engage every muscle in your body. Good. Number 2. Get back in there, Aiden Randolph. I don't know where you've been, boy, but you're missing. 5 is your number. Get to the top, squeeze those arms, flex everything, re-engage at the top of every rep. You get to that 5th one, come down to your knees, take a couple of big deep breaths. I'm going to show you the last part of this that we're going to work on, okay? All right, here's the last piece. It's what happens. I want you to imagine taking your hands, and as you go down, turning them like this. All right, you can see what that does to my chest, right? So when I turn clockwise, counterclockwise, I'm going to take my chest, I'm going to pull it back and down. And it's going to tuck your elbows in tight. Okay? So it's going to be a real subtle movement down on the ground. So if you guys are looking at my camera, it's real subtle with your hands. So as I go down, I'm like spreading my fingers, tucking my elbows in tight. All right, so everybody get into position for me. All right, everybody get at the top of the rep. Top of the rep. We're going to do 5 with that rotating of your hands in mind. Look down at your hands. Are they under your shoulders? Are you looking forward now? So chin up, butts down. You're in a plank. Ready, and down. Back up, lock the arms at the top. Down. Lock the arms. Down. Lock the arms. Remember, spread those fingers, like twist your arms out. Down. Lock the top. Down. Lock the top. Down. Lock the top. Stay with me. Down. Lock out the top and hold right where you're at. Hold, hold, hold. Get your butts down, y'all. I want you in a plank right now. Right? You're way stronger than you think you are if you're willing to push out of that comfort zone. Holding strong. Holding strong. Nobody's knees are on the ground. Glutes tight. Heels together. Holding strong. Holding strong. When I say go, you're going to do the best push-up you've done yet. Don't put the knees down. Don't put the knees down. Right? You're giving up on yourself. Hold, hold, hold. Ready, and go. One push-up. And finish. Good. Good, y'all. All right. Take a couple of big, deep breaths. And here's what we're going to do. All right? So your warm-up is over. All right, so we worked on that feeling, all right, of a plank. It applies whether you're on an elbow, you're on your hands, or if you're standing. All right, now here's what I'm going to show you. So even if I'm standing, right, if I'm loose, all right, I'm standing loose like this and relaxed, I'm not planking. Okay, I can be here. And I can pack everything in. My glutes are tight, quads are tight, stomach is tight. You can kind of hear it in my voice, right? When I get real tight, I'm in a vertical plank. All right, so here's what I want everybody. Everybody go ahead and stand up for me. So we're gonna give your arms and your shoulders. You can leave the camera where it's at because we're gonna be going back down pretty quickly. Okay, so go ahead and stand for me. Put your feet side by side, just like we did on the elbow plank when we were on the ground. All right, now, from right here, bring your hands up and imagine you're in the same position as an elbow plank, right? Now, take them, pull them down, and squeeze. Like right now, my chest is real tight, my arms are tight, and now, push your hips forward about an inch, squeeze your butt. And now, as hard as you can, squeeze your stomach. And hold. If you're doing this right, if you're holding here and squeezing everything, you should even start to feel like you're shaking a little bit because you're squeezing so hard. And release it. All right, y'all, that feeling, minus what was happening with your arms, should be how you feel when you do things like the top of a deadlift, a squat, a clean. When you get to the top of a rep, that's how it should feel, okay? That's why we're spending so much time working on this. Now, everybody's gonna be back down on the ground. Back down on the ground. If you don't have a mat or something, you're just gonna have to push through it because we're getting ready to hold an elbow plank, okay? Here's what we're doing. We're gonna do a 3-minute elbow plank. Some of you ain't gonna be able to go the whole 3 minutes. That's okay. But what I want you to do is go as hard and squeeze as long as you can. I'm gonna tell you something. If you're doing it right, like we worked on, you won't be able to go 3 minutes perfectly. Go as long as you can, really squeeze, come down to a knee, take a big deep breath, and then come right back up. All right, so everybody get in the position. Remember what Cassidy talked to y'all about, right? Right when you think you can't do any more, I promise you, you can. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. So go through your checklist. Heels together. Flex your quads. Squeeze your butt. Pull your belly button to your spine. Separate, make 2 separate fists. And now look over your hands. Don't tuck your chin down. And squeeze. You ought to feel like even right now, we're at 30 seconds, even right now, you should feel like you're shaking a little bit. You should be squeezing and working so hard, you're starting to shake. If you're really focused. If you're not, you're doing it wrong, y'all. I'm telling you. Be intentional and focus, y'all. Focus. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Hard as you can. If you end up going down, putting the knee down, don't stay down there. All right, just take a breath and come right back up. And you got to push, y'all. You want to be special, you want to be good, you got to push when most people wouldn't. Pushing hard, y'all. Pushing hard. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And just make sure you find a breathing pattern. Right? Continue to breathe. We're halfway, y'all. Halfway. Hey, and this right now, when Cassie was talking about being uncommon, this is it. Be uncommon. Don't be like everybody else who would stop and take a 30-second break. Don't do it. You are stronger than you think you are, y'all. If you're willing mentally to push. Awesome. Awesome. Stay with it, y'all. Squeeze hard as you can. We got 1 minute to go. 1 minute to go. Y'all, if your mind is strong, your body can be strong. That's what you're doing right now. If you need to take a couple deep breaths, take it and come right back up and go through your checklist, gang. Start with the heels, quads, glutes, stomach, head, fists. Holding strong. We got 30 seconds. All right, I want everybody to try to hold these last 25 seconds right now. Everybody try and hold. Your shoulders should be directly over your elbows. Take your hands and separate them, gang. Some of you got them together. Separate them and squeeze as hard as you can. Squeeze as hard as you can. Give me 10 seconds. Squeeze like you're mad, like you're angry. You got something you got to get out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Nice job. All right. Everybody grab you a quick little sip of water. Okay, if you didn't bring water with you, I'm going to give you 45 seconds to go grab a quick sip before we get into our big workout. That was awesome, y'all. Good. So if you need that sip of water, go grab it. All right, y'all, a few more seconds and I'm going to show you our workout. You're like, that wasn't a workout, coach? No, I mean, you did a workout, but all right, so here's what we got. So those of y'all that were on here Saturday, this is one of my favorite styles of workouts called Amrap. It's as many rounds as possible. The first round, we're going to do it together so that I can show you each move. We'll do a set number of reps. We'll go to the next one, and I'll show you those. All right, so first exercise, we're going to work on the 2 moves that you just did. Okay, so we're going to do Spider-Man push-up. You see it's for 10 reps. We'll do a plank with a punch. All right, so those are like advanced options of what you just worked on. We'll do a lunge and high knee. There'll be some alternatives. So I've got a bunch of basketball boys that are on here right now. You'll have an alternative where we start adding some plyometric vertical leap stuff. Deadlift and upright row. And then this bottom one is going to be where we be a little bit more sport specific for each one of them. Right? Some of you who need more leg work, some of you need more core work, some of you need more vertical explosive stuff. Okay? So everybody get ready. We're going to start with Spider-Man push-up. I'm going to show it to you guys first, and then I'll count it out. We'll do 10 together. Okay? So the first one, all right, Spider-Man push-up. I'm actually going to kind of show y'all at a side angle. All right, so as you go down, you bring a knee up and into the other side. Okay, now, if you can only go down part way, that's all right. But focus on bringing the knee up towards the elbow. All right, so everybody get in that position. I'm going to count out the reps. So everybody right now, get into a hand plank. All right, I'm going to keep reminding you of that. All right, everybody up, hand plank, heels together, glutes tight, hands under your shoulders, ready? 1, Spider-Man push-up. 2, other side. Make sure you breathe. 3, 4, make sure you're breathing, y'all. 5, 6, nice, y'all. 7, real strong, breathing out every time. 8, 9, 10. Awesome, awesome. All right, next up, make sure you can see the camera. So we're going to do a plank with a jab, okay? This time your feet are actually going to be about shoulder width apart, okay? So we're going to be here, and you're going to jab, keep your hips down, jab. Okay? So everybody get in that position for me. So it's a regular elbow plank. The only difference is now your feet are a little wider than they were before, okay? All right, ready, holding plank. Go through your checklist first, okay? The only difference is heels don't touch. Everything else is the same. Quads tight, glutes tight, stomach tight, 2 strong fists, ready? Here we go, jab that right hand out, hold, 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 hold. Get your hips down, y'all. Jab that left and hold. Jab that right and hold. Left and hold. Right and hold, halfway. Left and hold. Everybody re-engage for me. Re-engage, glutes tight, abs tight, heads lifted. We got 4 more. Ready? Right side, jab. Left side, jab. Right side, jab. Left side, jab. Perfect, good. All right, next up. All right, lunge with a high knee. So I'm going to give you guys options on this. You're going to do 10 per side. All right, now, anybody, so football, basketball, any of y'all that need to work a little bit extra on vertical, you're going to do the second option. Okay, first one looks like this. You're going to step back into a lunge, drive the knee up, right? Flexed ankle. Lunge, right? Second option, those of y'all that want to add a little vertical leap into it. You're here to here. Okay, so at the top, you're going to drive the knee up and jump. Okay? Keaton, stay down there and hold an elbow plank until we're done with this. Don't do lunges. All right, everybody up, ready? So let's start. I'm going to count out 10 per side. We do all 10 with the right leg going back and then up. All right, ready? Here we go. For 1, drive that knee up, y'all. 2, 3, 4, 5, don't lean back, y'all. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch. All right, hey, one thing that I should have said on that, y'all, when you step back, the knee should almost touch the ground. I want you to get deep into that lunge to engage not only more quads, but your glutes. Those are your jumping muscles or driving muscles. All right, same thing on the other side. Ready? Here we go for 1, 2, drive that knee up. 3, good, y'all. 4, much better. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. All right, next up. All right, so here's what we got. If you have, so a bunch of you have some of our borrowed equipment. If you have that, you're gonna get your either dumbbell or kettlebell for deadlift and upright row. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. I got an alternative for you. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Deadlift and upright row. Those of y'all that have a kettlebell or a dumbbell, you're gonna use the first option, okay? So your feet shoulder width apart, you're gonna deadlift, upright row. Deadlift, upright row. Those of y'all that do not have any equipment at all, you're gonna do this second option, okay? So you're gonna do one leg, right to the other foot, second leg. All right, so everybody get in position. If you have weights, grab that. If you don't, you do the second option. All right, now here's what I need y'all to do, because y'all are going to be on different paces. Count to 10 for me, whether you're doing it with a dumbbell, kettlebell, backpack, or no weight at all. Count to 10, all right? You guys count your reps and go. Those of y'all doing that one leg, alternate legs. Hey, Tyler, if you will, don't bend your knees quite as much, buddy, but push your hips further back. Correct. Good. Good, good, y'all. Good. Make sure you're feeling this in your hamstrings, the back of your legs. Got to work your posterior chain. If you want to be an explosive athlete, you've got to engage your hamstrings. All right, you should be starting to finish up here. Here's what we got. So this last one, there's going to be 3 options, okay? First one is going to be more core work, okay? So you're going to be down on your mat. You're going to have your feet out. You're going to slide out and sit up. Slide out and sit up. Okay, those of y'all basketball players, you're gonna grab your basketball, you're gonna go find a wall if you got it, or a backboard or something, and you're gonna do rapid fire. Okay, you're gonna go to 100. Okay, the rest of you, if you have a box or a bench, either with a ball or a weight, you're gonna do a pistol to here. All right, so everybody, again, you're going to count your reps. So basketball boys, 100 taps. Fast, 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 fast. Okay? If you want more core work, you do the scissor sit-ups. Or if you want more leg work specific for like softball, something like that, you'll do the pistols. All right? You guys go. If you're doing the scissor sit-ups, do 15 for me. I didn't say that. You do 15 scissor sit-ups. So some of my runners, my cross-country track runners, you guys would either do pistols or scissors. Good. Make sure you're breathing, Rex. Make sure you're breathing, babe, without falling. Those y'all doing all my basketball boys, that's rapid fire, y'all. It's quick, 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 quick. So fast pace, fast pace. Those of y'all doing the basketball movement, right? You're going to feel like you got to control your body in the air. That's what you want. And as you're starting to get finished up, quick sip of water, and then we're about to drop the hammer. All right, gang. So here's what you're going to do. So you guys should be starting to finish up. All right. I'm going to give you 5 minutes. I want you guys to be focused, intense, and I want you to hammer it. All right? Don't hold back. Push your body beyond what you think you can do. So you start up here, and everything is 10 except for that bottom section. Okay? So 10 Spider-Man push-ups. 10 plank with punch, 10 lunge with high knee per leg, 10 deadlift upright row, or the alternating deadlift. And those of y'all, I saw some of you went and grabbed your basketballs. hold that basketball out in front of your body, right? When you do the one leg deadlift. And then come down to the bottom, and you can choose any of those three. The scissor sit up, 100 rapid fire ball taps, or pistols 5 and 5, right? These scissor sit ups are 15, right? So everything up here is 10 reps, or 10 and 10, and then these have unique numbers to them. All right,
How long do we hold the punch for?
Go ahead, Jackson. What'd you ask, bud?
How long do we hold the punch for?
The punch, you'll actually just jab 10 times. So do left 1 and right, that's 2, 3, 4, and just count to 10.
For the lunge that I have to do my plank, how long should I do that?
All right, so let's do, for you actually, instead of that one, do a shoulder press instead. Like that one that you did the other day. That way we stay away from your,
Yeah.
Okay? All right, any other questions? All right, so hey, I want 5 minutes of intensity, y'all. All right, let's push yourself. All right, starting with Spider-Man push-ups. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Dylan, your cat's in the way. That was awesome. Shoot. That cat was doing some push-ups. Nice, y'all. Good. 10 is your number. Make sure you're breathing, right? Remember the breath that we were working on. As soon as you're done, you go into your planked punch. Planked punch. So 1, 2, 3. So extend your arms out, right? Make it a longer punch, not a jab. There we go. Better, y'all. Better. Good. And then when you're done, you come up and either do lunge and high knee or lunge and hop. All my basketball boys should definitely be doing the lunge and hop. Right? All my runners, my cross-country track runners, make sure you flex that ankle as you drive the knee up. Okay? You lose power in the quad if you don't. Good, good. Nice, nice, nice. Y'all, as you do that lunge, don't lean forward, okay? Don't lean forward. Good. Chase and Aiden. Chase and Aiden. I want y'all to do a little bit more hop at the top. Right? So get up off the deck. There you go. Yes, that's it. Good. Nice, y'all. Nice. Keep that good posture, Eddie. Lean back with your upper body, bud. There you go. Doing awesome, y'all. Stay with it. So after you do the lunge, it's deadlift. So if you don't have any weight on deadlift, you do alternating legs. So do right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg. You got it, Ava? Does that make sense? Okay. Those of y'all doing the deadlift upright row, right? Make sure you lead with high elbows. Yeah, better, Chapman. Better. High elbows. Good. So Dylan, make sure you can see the camera. So hold the basketball out in front and do deadlift, deadlift. Okay? Those are, hey, all my basketball boys doing those taps with the ball, hold it above your head, like almost like you're tapping the backboard. Yeah, better, Dylan, better. Get up off that deck, Matt Foreman. Quicker, 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 quicker. There we go. Good, y'all. Good. Hey, Jack Tucker, try to extend your legs out further. Yep. And hey, you don't pull them in, you slide them out. So slide them. Yeah, there you go. Good. Good. Rapid fire, Sam Mead. Rapid fire, buddy. Quick, 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 quick. Come on, y'all. You got less than 2 minutes left. Strong, Jack. Strong, buddy. Come on, big man. Not a boy. Good. Real strong, Tyler. Real strong, buddy. Good, good. You get done with that fifth move, you just go right back into Spider-Man. Don't hesitate. Go right back into it. I don't want you taking any breaks. It's 5 minutes of intensity, y'all. Good. Good. Come on, Aiden. Strong, buddy. Keep your hips down, Miss Cameron. Hips down, girl. Yep, keep them low. Better. Good. Come on, Luciana. You got it, babe. You're strong, hon. You can do it. Good, good, good. Keep your hips down, y'all. As y'all doing that plank punch, keep your hips low. We got 1 minute left, y'all. Come on, 1 minute. Focus. Drive that heart rate up. Focus on your breath every rep. Try to keep your hips a little bit lower, AB. A little bit lower, right there, AB. Much better. Good. Come on, Big Ben. Drive that knee up, boy. Drive that knee up. Good. Imagine you're hitting that hole, son, right? You hit that hole and you got to make some distance. You got to cover some ground now. If not, that linebacker's coming for you. Nice, y'all. Good, good. "15 seconds, y'all. Keep working. Keep working. Good, good, good. Keep cranking, keep cranking, keep cranking. I want everybody to finish whatever move they're on right now. You finish whatever move you're on, and then you're going to take a little water break. Nice, y'all. Nice. All right, gang. So go ahead and grab you some water. We're going to take about 45 seconds. And then, folks, you're going to do that one more time. This is that round. Remember what Cassidy was talking about? Like, all right, when I thought I was done or I didn't think I had any more, this is that moment, okay? You're going to do one more round, and you're going to pick up wherever you left off, okay? So if you just finished Spider-Man push-ups, you're going to go right to plank, all right? You pick up wherever you left off. Rex, when you do your lunge and high knee, I want you to hold a dumbbell on the side of the leg that stays on the ground for me. All right, gang. Hey, get your minds right. It's time to go back to work. It's time to be uncommon. All right, let's be uncommon today. All right, so hey, 5 more minutes and then we're done. Okay, we'll do this, we'll stretch, and then we'll be finishing up. So I want you to be focused. All right, let's make these 5 minutes beneficial. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Nice, y'all. Good, good. That's it. That's the way to start with intensity. Hey, Chase and Aiden. So remember, this deadlift is a little bit different than straight bar. So don't bend your knees as much, right? But push your hips further back. There you go. Better, 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 better. Good. Drive that knee up, Bo. There you go, boy. Good. Nice. Good. Awesome, y'all. Keep cranking here. Keep cranking. Come on, Jack Tucker. I don't know if that's your mama, your daddy, or your sister distracting you. Good. Hey, Jackson, don't bend your knees quite as much, bud. So think of it more like work for your calves, right? So if you bend your knees too much, it's working your quads more, right? So just soft knees. There you go. Better. Good. Nice, y'all. Nice. Excellent. Excellent, y'all. Remember, we want fast pace. Fast pace. Nice. Good. Keep working, Andrew Fox. You're doing good, big man. Drive that knee up, right? Like you're going in for a one-hand layup. There you go. Yeah, like that. That's it. Good. Good. Hey, Eddie. Eddie, when you come back to that movement, when you do your high row, don't finish here. Finish here with your elbows, okay? Just whenever you get back to it. Come on, gang. Come on. Come on, y'all. Hey, we got 3 minutes of work. That's it. 3 minutes. Think of it like the last 3 minutes of either your race or your game. This is when you pour it on. This isn't when you let up. Good, good. Strong, y'all. Come on. Strong, 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 strong. Come on. Come on. Drive those knees down, y'all. On that lunge, drive the knee down where it almost touches that ground. You're halfway, y'all. Halfway. 2.5 minutes. Come on, Bo. Come on, buddy. Good, good. Ben Wesson. See if you can do that scissor without your feet ever hitting the ground. Attaboy. Good. Hang in there, AB. You got it, girl. Come on, Christian. Breathe on that pistol, right? Breathe in on the way down, and right when you come up, breathe out. 2 minutes, gang. Come on, 2 minutes of work. Come on, Matt Foreman. Come on, buddy. Keep cranking. Let's finish, y'all. Let's finish. Pull that dumbbell up high, Aiden Randolph. There you go. Good. Better. Attaboy. Good. Come on, Chapman. Come on, babe. Drive that knee up. Lots of power. Awesome. Come on, Sam Mead. Forward. Get deep into that lunge, boy. I want that knee. I can see that knee. I want it to almost touch that mat. That's it. Yes. Better. Forward. Good. I imagine you're running down that first base line. You got to get out of that batter's box and sprint. You got to get to first. Create that power with your legs. Come on, gang. Come on. You got a little bit more than a minute of work. That's it. Come on, Ava. Come on, girl. Come on, Keaton. Come on, work, work, work. Come on, Dylan. Keep cranking. Keep your hips down. Hips down, y'all, on that planked punch. Come on, this is the time to push through. Come on, Hayden. Come on, Hayden Logan. Come on, boy. All the way, Hayden. Come on. Forward, get your feet off the ground. They start together, and as you sit up, they slide out. Yep, but don't let your feet hit the ground. Exactly. Good. Good. 30 seconds, y'all. Come on. Dylan, Jackson, you guys keep going on that until I say time. Keep going on it. Matt, same thing. Keep going until I say time. Keep cranking. 15 seconds. Come on, y'all. Come on. Keep cranking. Hayden, keep going. You stay on that till I say time. 10 seconds. Y'all almost there. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time, y'all. Time. Awesome. All right, hey, everybody, before you sit down, don't sit down. Everybody stand up tall for me like this. All I want you to do is stand up tall. Don't lean forward. Don't put your hands on your hips. Don't put your hands on your legs. Stand up tall. Stand up tall. All right, last Saturday we talked about this. Maybe it was Thursday. Body language. Right? If I'm looking across and I see you doing this or this, your body language is telling me that I got you, that you're beat. So fake it. Sometimes you got to fake it. Just stand up tall and present language that says, you know what, I'm good. Even if you're not. Fake it. Standing up tall. All right, now, feet together. Take your hands all the way overhead. Big, deep breath. And release it. Good. You can control your breath. You can control your body. Breathe in. Exhale. Good. All right. Now you can get you a little sip of water. So always remember that. Okay? When you're fatigued, so is your competition. Don't let them see it on you. All right? That's the power of body language. So grab you a quick sip of water, and then you guys can have a seat on your mat, and we'll start stretching you guys out a little bit, and then we'll finish with just a quick thought on what some of you wrote down on your sheet. All right, so here's what I want you guys to do. Have a seat with your feet out real wide for me. Like extend your legs all the way out. Take your left hand, put it on the ground behind your butt. Take your right hand, reach over to your left foot. That was a lot of instructions for one stretch, wasn't it? 32 checks. So your left hand's on the ground, y'all. And hey, take your shoulders, some of you like this, pull them back like this as you reach across. All right, so that'll help stretch out your lower back a little bit more. Better. All right, switch, do the same thing on the other side. So take your right hand, the opposite hand, put it on the ground and reach across your body. So hey, see if you can get out there and hold on to something for me. All right, so if you can get to your toes, great. That means you're flexible. That's a good thing. It's going to prevent injuries. But if you can't, get out to your ankle or your shin or something and hold on. Good, 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 better. All right, slowly come out of that. Slide your heels all the way in towards your tailbone. Reach out, grab your toes. Lift them up gently. Lean forward. And then see if you can get your forearms to the front of your shins. Correct. Correct. So your elbows are out real wide like this. And that gives you leverage to kind of pull yourself forward. And that's what we're trying to do. Good. You should feel that either in the outer part of your hips, so like top of your IT band, or the inner part of your legs, your groin area, all right? That's where you should be feeling that stretch, one of the two. All right, slowly come out of that. I want you to sit however's comfortable for you. One arm up in the air. Let's make sure we stretch out your upper body. We got to do a lot of upper body work today. All right, so one elbow is high. You're going to gently pull on the back of that elbow. All right, we always talk about this. Remember, there's a push and a pull going on here. Right? I'm pushing with my bent elbow, and I'm pulling with my high hand. You should feel that running all the way down the back of your shoulder, a little bit of your triceps. All right, switch. Same thing on that other side, gang. Chase and Aiden, do I need to come over and separate you two? You're like, man, our daddy said that all the time. All right, slowly come out of that. All right, so I'm gonna leave you with two quick things. All right, number one, you guys did awesome today. All right, I hope you'll remember what you wrote down on that sheet, who you are. Because if you're willing to do the work, you belong. If you don't do the work, you don't, right? That's obvious. It starts with the work, all right? When I asked you what it meant to win, that's different for each one of you, right? And trust me, I hate losing. I despise it. Like if Kentucky loses in basketball, you don't want to see me for the next week because it's bad, right? But when you think about winning, here's what I want you to think about. Whatever you wrote on your paper is okay because that's what you were thinking at that moment. I want to encourage you to think about winning as today you did something that made you better than yesterday. That's it. That's when you're winning. And if you can do that consistently, just like Cassidy talked about, right? Did y'all hear her, how many times she said getting 1% better? Everybody hear that? Give me a head nod if you heard her saying that. I hope you did, right? That comes from our 212 philosophy. Water that's 211 is hot. Water that's 212 starts to boil, creates steam, and that steam can move a locomotive. It's 1% different, right? So when you think about winning, think about doing something to get better today than you did yesterday. You don't get any do-overs. So tomorrow, if you don't do something, whether it's mental or physical or recovery to get better, you missed an opportunity. It's as simple as that. All right, now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put inside, so I got quite a few visitors on here. So our virtual fast twitch program is going to continue. We're going to be doing every Tuesday and Thursday at 4, even when GTS reopens. We're going to continue with our virtual training program, okay? Because we're probably going to reopen in the next week or two. So inside the chat box, I'm putting something in there for all of my guests. All right, that is a link to a website where you guys can get signed up. All right, it's $97 a month, but that only lasts for a little while this weekend. Okay, after this weekend, it's going to go up. It used to be $57. Okay, but we got so many people logging on. It's got to be a different rate. So it'll be $97 a month-to-month membership. If anybody interested, make sure you grab that link out of there. Talk to your parents about it. Copy and paste it over into something. So if you guys would like to join us every Tuesday and Thursday at 4, you can do that. All right, all my regular clients, you guys that are on here, you guys know what we've been doing. All right, so, hey, I'm proud of you guys for showing up and being uncommon today. All right, that's what it takes. Hey, I've trained some athletes that are freak athletes, and they're fun. All right, you know, I've trained a few NFL players and stuff like that, and they're fun to train. But I like working with people that got to earn it. All right, like Cassidy. Somebody who's like, you know what, I'm athletic enough, but I got to do everything else. I got to do all the extra work that most people, those freak athletes, aren't doing. So I appreciate you guys being here. All right, taking time on a Saturday to come get better. All right, I'm going to end the meeting for everybody. I'm proud of you guys. Go get some fuel in your body, right? Good carbs, good protein. If you want to get joined up on our virtual fast twitch, right, you have until the end of the day to get it for that $97 a month rate, okay? Awesome job, everybody. I'll see you guys real soon, all right?